excuse me for my absence. I've come to a permission that me and Dan did in March, and we did the Wooded Valley, which is to my right here, and found a horseshoe, and medieval horseshoe, and William III silver sixpence love token. But apart from that, not an awful lot of shotgun cartridges. But going back to the same owner, I've managed to secure permission for the arable section, which wasn't available last time. So I'm going to go up to the top between here and the farmhouse, which is 18th century by the way, and although it's been detected about 5 years ago and it's been sprayed with chicken poo in the last week, going to give that a shot. Right, well, here I am in the arable, about 25-30 acres, so pretty good permission to secure, although last time it was unavailable due to crop, so looking forward to doing this. Obviously I won't be able to cover even a small percentage of that in the time that I've got today, but I've got plenty of water because it's 11:02 and I'll be working through midday, so imperative to keep hydrated. Fair bit of medieval activity in this area. I've got there was something like British History Online lists Hastings accounts which were written in the 18th century of the Kentish villages, and it shows about 5 manors that date back to Edward the First time. Some of them most of them are farmhouses now, but they've been rebuilt on the top of earlier manors basically. Enough said, we'll just crack on I think, and hopefully we'll find a coin. That would be nice, and a Saxon coin would be doubly nice because my quest has always been to find a Saxon coin in the Weald, and that quest is ongoing at the moment. So yes, we have all the ingredients of a good hunt here. So the detectors I brought with me today is the Vanquish, Minelab Vanquish with a 12-inch coil, and an ex-military detector that's been lent me called a Vallum VMH-C3. Now the Vallum is a pulse machine, it doesn't discriminate. It's said that in mineralised soils they punch deeper than the VLFs, which are the detectors that most people use, like the Vanquish. VLF means very low frequency, because the reason for that is at the outset in the 70s detectors ran at about 250 kilohertz, and then suddenly they realised if they could reduce that frequency substantially enough, then the effects of the ground would be less perceptive, and that's what they did, and after that they called them VLFs. They're all basically twin coil induction balance machines, which is a bit like the coupling on a transformer. You bring a piece of metal near to the two coils and it increases the coupling, and then they measure something called the phase difference. But on a pulse induction, what you do is you basically switch off the single coil and look at the reverse EMF, if that means anything to anyone who's at all technical. You look at the decay of the reverse EMF with a piece of metal near to the coil, and it's measured in microseconds, so it's something like I think it's 10 to 20 microseconds after the coil is switched off. Anyway, enough said, we're going to get on and hopefully we'll have some luck today. Although the ground is quite aerated where it's dried on the top, it rained last Saturday, so 4 or 5 days ago. It's almost ideal hunting conditions this, because it's been raked. Right, so what I first need to do is basically, looking at the National Library of Scotland website, merge the 1841 map with the aerial view, and you'll see this whole area has been opened out, but it was originally about a dozen fields. So I'm going to follow the original field boundaries in 1841 between points in this now massive field, and I'm hoping that maybe the boundaries will be more likely to produce something interesting. A couple of ponds as well. There's a pond in those trees. You probably can't see it. The farmhouse is up here, but I'm standing sorry, that wasn't very clear about where the end of my finger is at the moment. Trees, they mark basically where the fields used to divide, so they've obviously, when they took all the dividing fences out, left a few trees in place, and ponds are often on the boundaries between different plots as well. Right, first target of the day, super shallow, about 30%, 20, so it's not going to be very deep. It's a nice pingy 20. Don't know what that is. Piece of copper, something. Yeah. $18 to $20, picking up in that axis, but iron in the other. I think I'll pass on that one. Curiosity got the better of me, but no, it was a piece of an iron loop. Got an 1821, it's barely catching it. 20 full depth. A lot of digging. Don't know if you can see, but that's about 12 inches, 10, maybe 11 inches. 20, 80% depth. It certainly sounds like a coin, but I'm finding lots of bits of building detritus because I'm quite near to the farmhouse at the moment. Bits of copper tube. Ah, there we are. First coin of the day. That's the result. It's a silver too. What have we got? That's nice. That's picked me up a bit. Always spurs you on. Although it's only a George the Fifth. Result anyway. Finding coins amongst trash is quite difficult, so I'm pleased with that. This one's 21. It was quite shallow. It came out of this hole here. Probably something copper. We shall see. It's in this clod here, whatever it is. Let's have a look, shall we? Takes me about an hour to get into detecting, funny enough. It's an air gun bullet, lead shot. Right in the middle of the field, we got a 20, halfway up the non-ferrous in other words. At some depth, it's a little bit crackly. I put the iron on. No, it's not iron. So it's telling me. It can be tricked by the eddy currents, unfortunately, sometimes. But the probability is it's less likely to be iron, so we shall find out. Close to what is a pond in those trees, incidentally. So, right. Let's look at something interesting. Right, it's going quite irony. That's quite deep, I think, but I've spotted it in the sidewall. Not in the sidewall, I've flicked it out onto the side there, I think. Yeah, I think that's it. It's a farthing, I do believe. Toasted farthing. Who have we got as a monarch? Almost impossible to tell. Right, near that farthing, 15 feet away, I've got something like 12 or 13 on the scale. I don't know what this is going to be. What is it? That piece of lead. Is that anything? Is that shape or is that just random? Right, not far from that farthing, a few little targets coming up. I don't know what this is. If anyone has any ideas, is that a lever off a pistol or something? Alright, got 15 or 16 out of this very shallow hole here. Where is it? Only a small collection of things near to where I found that farthing, and I found another farthing by the looks of it, if that's what it is. A little collection of things near to this pond over there. What must be the signifier, surely. But yeah, again, I can't really make anything out on that, I don't think. Could be Georgian. Same general area. 60%. Sounds exactly like those two farthings that I've just found. The ones that you can't tell who they are. More than likely Georgian or earlier. Alright, what have we got? Yep, another one. There's obviously a scattering of these things. I'd like to be able to see the monarch though. Where's my get my water? That'll be a moment. Oh, are they Victorian? Right, still can't see a thing, unfortunately. I'm pretty sure they're Georgian, but can't see anything at the moment. Little glazed pot where I'm finding these farthings. So. Here's the pond as seen from the other side, in the middle of the field that I was just in. Almost a fox cub there. I don't know if you can see. Came to a sticky end, unfortunately. And I'm near to the other pond, another copse of trees, but this one's dried up. Don't know if you can see through there. 25 on the surface here, so it's going to be something modern, I suspect. We shall see. A high number, so it's probably copper. Unlikely to be silver, but probably copper. Or aluminium, of course. Might be something aluminium. What is it going to be? Oh, what a beauty. I said it'd be something modern. It's a little crotal bell. That's a mini one that's complete. That is a nice find. Let's get the water on it. Well, it's got to be the best find of the day so far. Apart from my 1930s shilling, but yeah. That is nice. Just found some sort of button of some description, Victorian or Georgian, near to the crotal bell. Just having a nap, or a break I should say. The silver shilling is a 1936 George V. These were 50% silver, so nice find. Also I found a small crotal bell and some other 4 farthings which are undiscernible. I'm assuming they're Georgian, perhaps somebody can tell me. I'm going to crack on with the second part of my detect in a moment, after I've rehydrated myself. Just a quick one. We have a golf ball. How these get here, I have no idea. Got a 14 or a 13. It's on the surface, it's about 20% depth. What have we got? A bit of a pewter bell by the looks of it. What's that doing here? Or at least that's what I think it is. Right, this thing here, which only came up as a 15 out of a fairly small hole, about 4 inches deep. It's very thin pressed metal, I think. So I'm not expecting it to be that old, because I would expect if it was older it would be cast, but it's got a very intricate design on it. Alright, got a coin, another coin thankfully, out of that hole. It was at full depth there, so probably about 6 or 7 inches, but it's a penny, I can see that. So that's nice. It's got a good patina, I think. 1930s penny, I believe. 20 on the surface, or 10%. Pretty small thing, whatever it is. Trouble is, I want to go nearer to the house, but there's a dog, and it starts barking. Right, it's a coin. It's an old penny again, I think. Yeah, pretty shot. An old penny. Right, from a shallow hole, I've got a 14 in this clod here. Let's see what that is. Pistol ball, lead pistol ball with the sprue sticking out. This one was an 18 or 20 that was, I don't know if you can see, a little bit deeper, maybe about 7 inches. Immediately see it. Get the old pinpointer out. It's a musket ball. Oh well, still. Had a pistol ball, now I've got a musket ball. Brown bass. 0.69 inches, I think it is. Almost windless day today. Spants, which I have about 3 days to detect, which are 20 here. 22, 24 max depth, so let's hope this is something exciting. Oh, it wasn't that deep. There, see it. Something copper. What earth is that? It's quite interesting. Might be a weight, or not really sure. Get a spray. That could be quite old. It could be a gaming piece. Got a number of ideas in my mind, but I'm going to have to post that up and get an ID for that, because it kind of looks like a gaming piece. Get my meaning? So I'm finding a few veritable targets in this general sort of domain. Got another 18 in this clod. Especially as it's so dry on the top, I mean. That's a washer. Mission near to where the valley that in the wood we did in March. I'm still getting signals. 14, a mid-tone, third of the way up the non-ferrous. Not very deep. I don't know what it is. It's probably scrap metal. No, it's something circular. Is it a button? Yeah, I think that's a button. No, it's lead. Ah, quite interesting. It's a lead thing. I don't know what to make of that. It's a lead thing. Yeah, it's fairly plain except for that indent in the back. Can't see it though. What is it? Is that it? Oh no. What on earth? Oh, it's a tiny thimble tip. That's interesting. I thought it was aluminium for a minute. But that is absolutely tiny. I don't know if you can see. Someone with very small fingers. 19, this one. It only picked up in one axis, so I don't know what shape it's going to be. Gone. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know what that is. Is that a bottle stopper? Oh, it's quite interesting. It picked up in one axis because obviously it's elongated shape. So I imagine that. What's the time now? 17:45. So I've been going since what, 11 or something. Right, 18 or 19, I think that one is. Let's have a look. Ah, it's a bullet. It's just a down 303, sadly. Oh well, been a nice day. Done as much as I possibly can, considering what a vast area this is to cover. So I'm going to pack up and go home, and I will post up all the more, well, everything actually, but in more detail, the more interesting finds. So a quick resume or roundup of the 35 items. I also found 22 bits of rubbish, mainly can slaw and ring pulls and the like. But what I'm showing you here is the 35 items of interest. So starting with this, it's kind of identified on the detecting hub, which I'm signed to, which it's a Major's Army shoulder badge from the Victorian, so 1850s, that sort of period. It's nicely decorated, as you can see. It's pressed metal, probably brass. A very tiny thimble. I think it's silver plated, but it's copper. Very, very small thimble. It's been the end's been chewed off. Part of a bell, pewter bell, or it could be possibly a tankard lid. It was put to me on the detecting hub also, might be a Roman button brooch. We're not sure at the moment, but interesting nevertheless. Copper alloy thing. Very nice silver, 50% silver, George V, 1936 shilling, that one. Three farthings, they're undiscernible. One undiscernible penny, probably early 20th century, and a George V penny. Crotal bell, which still rings. It's a tiny one. I've not found a complete one that rings as small as this. Very nice. That is the end of some sort of tool, implement, a hammer of some sort, I think. I don't know as to an age, it's iron. A Brown Bess, a musket ball and a pistol shot, or it could be from a cartridge. You can see the sprue there. Three or four bits of lead, mostly undiscernible. That one I think is a bag seal. It's got a hole through one side. Don't know if you can see that. Some usual range of 303 bullets. First or Second World War, not really sure at this point. A buckle, probably 20th century. a button. That's part of a part of a what do you call it? I can't remember. Where you put your feet on a horse, anyway. Sorry, it's eluding me. Washer and something else I don't know what. Part of an iron ring. You can see the rest of the things. A knob that's threaded, so that's not going to be modern, obviously. 20th century. And this, don't know what this is. It looks like it might be off a flagon top, but I really don't know at this point. It's that's another interesting item, as well as the possible button brooch, Roman button brooch, if that's what it is. I had the idea that it might be also decoration on leather strapping, but there's this. Doesn't have a shank, so if anyone has any ideas, let me know. But yeah, that's it, more or less. I'll be going back to that site because there are some interesting areas that need to be revisited. Hopefully, I've got about a week to do it before they've drilled it. Thanks very much for watching once again, and I look forward to seeing you on the next. If you want to keep on top of my exploits, just press the subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next. Cheers for now.